Alrighty, hello everyone. Um, this is probably gonna be cut up on Twitter, and the full length of the video will be on YouTube, uncut. I don't know what take this is, but my mic audio was spazzing out a bit on my other take, but now I think it's a little bit better and a little bit more clearer. So, let's get into it. So, what I'm gonna be discussing today is finger technique, finger exercises, and stretches. Most of these applying to the desk, the gaming uh, portion, and most of these ideas stem from piano technique, piano practice, piano learning, just playing piano in general, because at one point in time, uh, the piano was my craft, making music was my craft, and when you truly love a craft and you truly pursue a craft, you don't ever stop practicing that craft because it is yours. So I find myself doing these exercises when conversing with people or just in general throughout the day. And yeah, so let's get into it. Firstly, let's start with the secret technique that I sort of want to show everyone, and it's not really going to be a secret anymore. But if you sit upright and you take your dominant hand or non-dominant hand, you can use both. This is how you find your natural playing position for piano. So I want you to sit upright and straight, drop your shoulders, drop your arms, and relax. Just breathe, think about something, just relax. And now I want you to take your hand, put it onto your kneecap, lightly grasp your kneecap, right? So your fingers are wrapped around your kneecap. Make sure that your arm and shoulder are relaxed and dropped. This is very important. Now lift your hand and take out your hand from your kneecap, bring it out, and you should have something like this. Results may vary, obviously, but do not break this position, and take this position, transfer it over to your mouse, bring your mouse to comfortable distance, and adjust just a little bit. So for me, this is a little too high for me, so I sink my ring and pinky finger and thumb down, and you kind of just leave it like this. I'll also curve just a little bit, and you're left with a good old fingertip grip. Now, when you do this, you should come out to a fingertip grip, but if this isn't comfortable for you, nor does it feel natural to you, right? When you do this exercise, the emphasis isn't on the grip in question. It's more so how relaxed your whole arm is while doing it. So when you shift and make adjustments, such as, bringing the back of the mouse to the palm, you have to make sure that your whole arm is relaxed while doing so. And yeah, it's really about relaxing and seeing what works for you. And this is what works for me. And yeah. Now, on to some finger exercises. So, to show you, and teach you some notation here, your right hand is going to have finger 1, which is your thumb, finger 2, which is your index finger, finger 3, which is your middle finger, finger 4, which is your ring finger, finger 5, which is your pinky. Same applies to your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. But for now, let's focus on the right hand or whatever your dominant hand is. So try to follow along. Now, I may say the notation or I may say the finger, doesn't really matter, but if I use the notation, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, try to keep up and keep that in mind that, it takes a bit to get used to. So, finger 1 and finger 3, make sure that your wrist is also lifted, and relax here. So we're starting with finger 1 and 3 here, and we're just going to tap them like so. And that's really it. And we're going to combine this with another motion. We're going to string it with finger 2 and 4 here. And I want you to try and lift them. And just feel them out, you know, but really just do your best to lift them. Don't do this, don't collapse your fingertip down. That is bad. It's bad for your fingers in general. Just stick to your fingertips. Make sure that they're firm onto the surface that you're using. Now, to connect this all together, right, we're going to alternate between them. So, I like to start out with lifting 2 and 4, my index and ring finger, and going down to my thumb and middle finger, 1 and 3. And, sorry, I need more space. And we just do this. Looks easy. It probably is easy. But it's hard to control and to keep consistently at a good pace. More so on your dominant hand, it'll come much more natural. In speed. But for your non-dominant hand, it'll be extremely hard, and I will show you in a second why that is. So really, you just alternate between these, and there are more exercises that I will go over, actually right now. We went over 2 and 4, and 1 and 3. How about 1 and 2 alternating? This is these are the fingers that I trill with, and trill is a succession of 2 notes played in a quick succession. I can't really speak English, but they're played simultaneously, alternating, you know. So just lift these, give them a little workout. Do the same thing with 1 and 3. This is fun to do. On the piano, your fingers will be raised if you were to do this motion. But it would be fixed. Because usually you'd be either going up, going back. Your fingers would be fixed, but your wrists would be moving. Right? And yeah, a really hard one to do is 3 and 5, which is your middle finger and pinky. I am still trying to figure out how to do this, but I learned that doing it one by one, lifting them one by one at first, and attempting not to lift my ring finger, is best here. And then trying to lift them up at the same time, right, very slowly. It'll build. It's just very hard. But you rarely use those fingers like together on the piano. Just those two, like without anything else. That'd be kind of weird, but you do use them, so it is good to move them. Yeah, and now for your non-dominant hand, I will attempt to do the finger exercise. The first one of 2 and 4 and 3 and 1, but it will look very slow and choppy because oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, so my left hand likes to do this with the pinky because your thumb on your left hand on the piano isn't a part of that range backwards. So it would be 4, 2, 3, and 5. So actually, the motion that I found most difficult on my right hand is actually easier on my left hand, because of the range of motion of how your hands work. But doing it together is kind of difficult. But these are things that I practice. As for stretches and stuff, I highly advise you to stretch out fingers like this, like so. Just give them a little shake them out, and that's really it. Also stretch out your wrist. More importantly, stretch out your thumb. Your thumb takes up a lot of tension. Move it back and forth, put it in, stretch it out, all that. And yeah, also I wanted to touch on something sort of crucially important, more so sort of mental based. There's this thing called a handspan when it comes to playing piano. People think that the handspan, like your handspan, is the most important thing. It's not. So what I mean by handspan is how far can your hand reach? How many notes can your entire hand reach between your thumb and your pinky? I can reach a minor ninth, which is essentially above average, right? And my fingers are quite long, so keep that in mind. But there are people who try to expand or stretch out their handspan, and in reality what they're doing is they're attempting to stretch out tendons and ligaments rather than muscles. A major portion of your hand is just tendons and ligaments, and you can't stretch those out because they are built to just keep your hand in shape. It structures your hand as such. And if you're to stretch those out, it'll only be stretched temporarily and it would go back to its original position. So it does you more bad than good. And if I were to apply this to gaming, aim training, any of that, would be don't push yourself so hard. Don't strain certain things that aren't supposed to be strained, such as your mental. Now, your mental can be strained and worked out, but if you go too far, right? If you go too far, if anything, really, you end up doing more bad than good, because you put yourself in a position of just, at a position of risk, and where you may blunder certain things and you may never recover from those certain things. So, yeah, that's really it. Hopefully my mic is okay, and this video will be nice and cut for Twitter, and the uncut version will be nice and sterile and whatnot for YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon with maybe some more physicality stuff.